But I do desire a prayer on this. Let's do something easy.
I know. I can't expect you guys.
So, thank you for sending in the big book. Don't know it, Steve. Oh, don't preach. I know it's redeemed. Well, we will. All right, everybody said. song. I know the kid.
I just had to punish you.
Amen. Well, I want you to know tonight I have got news to send to Mr. Kenneth Thomas. He has to quit Sears.
No more secrets.
This
You call him and tell him that.
lady's singing for the birds.
Bird sings like that.
Amen. All right. Reach out Jesus Trio. Y'all come to sing a couple. Oh, this one. Y'all got your CD. Where's the-
You should have.
That's Andrew.
Yo.
Andrew.
Yo.
You have to turn up the power lines.
I don't see the CD.
That probably might be my fault.
Y'all can walk that.
That's probably my fault. I was making them following around and stuff. I probably moved everything around on it.
There you go. Number 16.
Carol, whoever's got the older mics talking.
Testing,
Do it again.
testing,
Now,
testing.
Tanya. Tanya.
Testing, testing, testing.
All right. Denise, say something in yours.
Testing.
Okay, you're good. We're trying to get it to read back here.
Disk error. That one's back there somewhere. That CD's not working. Sing another one while we find the other one. Y'all might get to sing 3.
Watch ye therefore, you know not the day when the Lord shall call your soul away. If you're fighting, striving for a ride, you shall wear a robe and crown. I'm gonna wear a crown. I'm gonna wear a crown. Trumpets and trumpets sound. Trumpets and trumpets sound. Oh, I'm gonna wear a crown. Crown just as soon as we touch. Zion gonna lay down heavy. Burden gonna put on the ribbon. Tell my story. You shall wear a robe and crown. Save me from this world's sin. He'll save you if you will let him in. If you know that you've been born again, you shall wear a robe and crown. I'm gonna wear a crown. I'm gonna wear a crown. Trumpets and trumpets sound. Trumpets and trumpets sound. Oh, I'm gonna wear a crown. A crown just as soon as we touch. Zion gonna lay down heavy. Burden's gonna put on the ribbon. Tell my story. You shall wear a robe and crown. I'm gonna wear a crown. I'm gonna wear a crown. Trumpets and trumpets sound. Trumpets and trumpets sound. So I'm gonna wear a crown. A crown just as soon as we touch. Giant will lay down heavy. Burden's gonna put on the ribbon. Lord, one shall tell my story. He shall wear a robe and crown. He shall wear a robe and crown.
16, you said?
16.
1-6, Andrew.
Well, I know that. What is this on?
Turn it up.
Is there something in your heart between you and the Lord? Drifting apart, not as close anymore. There's nothing you can do that He will not forgive. To the cross, let it die so you can live. Down to the cross, get it under the blood. Drown your pain and every stain in the mercy flood. Nail it to the cross, find hope and forgiveness. Kneel at the street and walk away free. Nail it to the cross. There were and you bear, got you battered and bound. Struggling for free, being on to lay it down. Don't take another step, just kneel where you stand. Lay it at the cross and take a hammer in your hand. Nail it to the cross, get it under the blood. Drown your pain and every stain in the mercy flood. Nail it to the cross, find hope and forgiveness. Kneel at the tree and walk away free. Nail it to the cross. Nail it to the cross. Get it under the blood. Drown your pain and Calvary stayed in the mercy flood. Nail it to the cross. For help and forgiveness. Kneel at the tree and walk away free. Nail it to the cross. Nail it to the cross. For help and forgiveness. Kneel at the tree and walk away free. Nail it to the cross. Nail it to the cross.
Let's see these.
Okay, go right ahead. You have think time. There's
At this time, while Brother Andrew's getting the city switched and getting everything done, my brother Josh and Sister Carol come sit. You know, that one time we want you to be comfortable. This time we don't want you to be comfortable. We want y'all to pay attention.
Amen. Amen.
Andrew, you might need to turn something down. I don't know what. Anyways, Brother Josh surrendered to call to preach a few months ago. He said, well, preacher, you didn't make him wait a year. Josh has been in our church for 6.
I'm not agreeing about that, but my bad.
And seems like Josh comes straight out of the gate. As soon as he's trying to call preaching, he's going to preach. He's got a couple bookings outside of our church, preached a few times here. Now this is to be licensed to preach, meaning we're backing him as a preacher. Button I was turning up and down over on the right side, turn it back down, bro. Because now I got an echo.
There's an echo back here.
Oh, you got an echo back there too?
Yeah.
Is this foggy? Hello. Amen. But when it comes time ordaining, it will be a year. Because he'll have to make proof of his call. Somebody say amen.
Right.
So before we get into the message, I'm opening up the floor. Anyone got a question for Brother Josh? Get that button. Anyone got a question? Jay.
How did you make it out?
Who?
It was something I absolutely for November or October till May the 29th, it was something that I could not absolutely get away from. Everything in my power. And it was like God just kept draining right back to it. I couldn't get away from it.
Good.
Anyone else? Aiden, your hand was up. You got a question for Josh? Now speak now, or forever hold your peace. If you have a question to ask Brother Josh tonight, ask.
It wasn't that I was dead. It's not what you hear. You didn't say that.
Anyone got a question? Any kind of question to ask? Brother Ethan? Brother Joe? Steve?
Oh, gosh, dude. You was there, you preaching somewhere. Yeah, correct.
I have to correct it. Things where I'm not moving my house. My house would be under subjection to pretty sure it's supposed to.
James said he
That would be something I would have to correct openly. Or else it would be showing my home not in the word, or my family not being subject to what the preacher told me.
Anyone else? That's the ordination, not the license.
Spreading gospel.
What else? Your number one job is to spread the gospel. It is to get it out there. But that is not only your own job. As a preacher, you are a servant. A servant. To all these people, as one of their preachers of this church. Same as the deacon, yeah. But if they call you and they have a need, it might be a thumbnail. As stupid as that might sound, they say, I need you to come, you should be able to come. And I went for some pretty stupid stuff. I went to help people with the DVD prayer at 10 o'clock at night because they thought that I'm in need of help. Who? Marshall ain't here.
Oh, wait,
It's Marshall. But I'm wanting y'all to ask him questions where you feel more comfortable with him as a preacher. I'm opening up the floor before I go. Andrew, ask him a question. You're a preacher. You've been in the ministry 7 years. Put him on the spot. Look at that redhead start to turn red.
I don't really know any questions that wouldn't be ordination questions.
Just ask him anything. We'll ask him anything tonight, Blair. Praise God. Hardest part about licensing a deacon is they've set on a lot of ordination count. Well,
Let's see here. It would be more ordination question, but what's the oracles of the baptism? Articles of baptism.
amen. Anyone else got a question that they'd like to ask God? So I'm gonna ask him one before I pray. Here's that.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, you towards the other way.
Oh, somebody calls you. None of the more ordination questions. Somebody calls you earlier hours of the morning.
Speak up. Louder.
Oh. Early hours of the morning. That's a woman out of the church. Means we're to be servants to the church members. What need you to come right then? We're going to do it. My wife actually go with me.
What she said. Her and 140 people.
She's still going anyway.
Easy way to do that, where your wife won't have to get up. Have them in the car with you. Take your children with you. Stand on the porch, and that always gives you a reason to cross into that house. You can always say, my children are in the car. One more question.
Going to church, a lot of bad stuff. A lot of bad things. You know, fight among the congregation, and you're unaware of it when you go in. But then all of a sudden you're faced with what do you do? It's not a church that you're familiar with. It's some churches.
Unless God tells you not to, then I'm.
That's what it is. Anyone else? One final question. Open it up to anybody. Ask Brother God. All right. Okay. Oh, I understand what you're asking.
That's not greater thoughts. That's not all. That's different things where you can put yourself in trouble with that.
Let's start raising on the order. Hammer down on the cook. All right, my question is, we'll move into now it's my turn. My back will be to you or what? Right. Scoot over easy. You're just gonna feel what I feel every Sunday morning, Sunday night, Wednesday night.
Amen.
But my question is, you're in a visiting church. Your mom is with you. Your wife is with you. Her sisters are with you. It goes along the same lines as Brother Rich asked. They start arguing amongst themselves. We know 3 sisters cannot get along 100% of the time. But at the same time, your brother's with you. And he starts wanting to argue about you. You're in a visiting church. All this is going on around you. And the pastor looks at you and says, before you preach, there's going to be a woman preaching. How do you handle all the fussing and fighting amongst the people with you, with him saying a woman's getting up to preach? Now, before you answer, why am I asking this question? This question is getting asked is because when you're a preacher and you go into a church, 90% of the churches you go into, once the pastor gets you up, they're not like me. A lot of pastors ain't like me. They don't try to really control, when I'm saying control the service, they don't take charge of the service like I do. Few preachers that I can name here that does like I do. But most pastors, when they ask a visiting preacher to come in, they sort of sit back and let them handle the whole service. Except for the singing, everything else, it's theirs. So you're going to have to handle this service, but he says there's a woman preaching, and you've got all this on this back burner. The reason I'm asking this is because a preacher has to be able to multitask. When I say multitask, their brain's got to work in about 3 different directions at one time. 3 different things going on before service, but I still was able to think about service. So, Brother Josh, what's your answer? How do you handle keeping peace, getting peace, and handling a woman trying to preach? That you can't stop a woman from preaching. That's a hard question. Huh? Next glad I didn't ask you that. Andrew said, yeah. You have to change your questions because everybody knows the answer to it.
me and my family dealt with. And
That's the answer I was looking for. That was the answer I was looking for. 1 Timothy chapter number 3. I took it easy on Josh's ordination for being a deacon. I didn't preach super hard to him. Why didn't you preach her at that time? Because I had a feeling that God was dealing with him for something else. See, God reveals that to pastors and stuff. I didn't, and back then I couldn't put my thumb on it, my finger on it, Brother James. I didn't know if he was going to surrender to call it a preach. He was just going to be here for a short season, and God was going to move him into another church to be a deacon there. If y'all understand what I mean. But I knew that something more was going to take place. So tonight, I now know what that more was. And why I didn't feel the hammering with the charge. But tonight I am. I want y'all to know before we get started, I'm not mad at you. But y'all gonna think I'm mad at you by the time I'm done. Y'all might be mad at me. Because it's gonna get pretty rough. In verse number 1, it says, "This is a true saying. If a man desires the office of a bishop, he desires a good work. Must then be blameless, the husband of one wife, vigilant, sober, of good behavior, given to hospitality, apt to teach, not given to wine, not striker, not greedy of filthy lucre, but patient, not a brawler, not covetous, one that ruleth well his own house, having his children in subjection with all. For if a man know not how to rule his own house, how shall he take care of the church of God? Not a novice, lifted up with pride, he fall into the condemnation of the devil. Moreover, he must have a good report of them which are without, lest he fall into reproach and the snare of the devil." You've got to be the husband of one wife. Is Carol your first wife?
yes,
Is Carol your only wife?
yes,
She the only wife you'll ever have?
yes.
What if she dies? Will you remarry?
I can't say that.
Well, you can't say that, but you just said she's the only wife you'll ever have.
Yes, should be all right one right.
I did that just to stump you up there. Real quick, trying to stump him up. You're trying to get him. First wife, she's your only wife, right?
Yes, sir.
Don't call me son. Don't stump me up. She's your only wife. Is she in subjection to you? Now don't answer that. Don't answer that. See, as a preacher, that wife needs to know what line she has to draw. And now don't get me wrong when I say this, and don't think I'm being a woman beater or a woman basher or anything like that. But if a man's going to be a preacher, he's got to take the dress off and put some pants on and rule his own home.
Right.
And at some point when he says no, no is no. You say no all the time. But there's times you have to say no. Sometimes us as men, even as preachers, Brother Josh, we've got to learn that, hey, sometimes our wife has a little bit more understanding. We don't. As if my wife didn't say, hey, let's think about this at time, we'd be in debt over our eyeballs. We wouldn't have nothing in right now, Brother Andrew. Buying stuff left and right. Can I get an amen out of the men? Oh, now listen, don't put me in the only man in that condition. Because you're not married, it's because you're not married. It's the reason y'all ain't in that position. Amen. But at times, we need to listen to our wife on stuff. But then,
The Bible goes on and says to rule in his own house. Well, that means that your children walk the line, that you train your children up. Oh, preacher, I don't like where you're going. As a preacher, you've got to understand this. That when you walk into a church, you and Carol, the first place, they're not going to look at you and they're not going to look at you. The first ones they're going to look at, if they're running around acting like crazy bohemians, they're going to say that's not much of a preacher. Right. If they see Josh go to correct Jaden and Jaden roll her eyes and run to Mama and Mama pet her, they're going to say he's not much of a preacher. If when you correct one of them and they see them back talk you, as now being here, people understand. But even here in this very church, you and your family have to set an example for the rest of the church. Right. It's the truth tonight. I know it's not popular preaching, but you know, Brother Josh, I hate it for you. First preacher I've ever licensed that is married with children growing up. You wasn't married, was you? But the only child y'all had was Mason, wasn't it? See, he was just a little bitty then. So Andrew and Misty got sort of awfully easy on it. And when I licensed Tigger, his kid was about grown. But you're the only one I've ever licensed that still having kids to be raised. See, you've got to know when to hold them and know when not to. Last night, let me show you for an example. At the day and hour we're living in, Brother James, there's a little boy running around there in the community center last night at that wrestling show we went to. Off his belt and just popped him. I mean, barely popped him. Just barely popped him. And most people didn't even realize it, but someone had called Buncombe County Sheriff on that grandpa, and they met him outside. Me and Sherry stepped outside to smoke a cigarette. And there stood four Buncombe County Sheriff. If you ever call on somebody, I can understand if they're beating them. But if they're not beating them, if they're just correcting them, church, keep your nose out of it. Allow a parent to be a parent. Hey, you know why preachers can't keep our family together anymore? It's because the preacher is not the head of the family. The wife and the children run the family.
There you go.
Amen. You're right. Amen.
Brother Josh, if you're going to be a preacher, and you're going to stand up and preach God's word, you've got to understand these children. Hey, when it's time for altar call, you need to be making sure they're standing up at attention. They're children. It don't matter. Jaden, how old are you? Adam, how old are you? 11, about to be 12. They're old enough now. Hey, you know what bugs the far out of me, Brother James? School, and they can walk in lines at school, and they can do this, and they can do that. And little boy, when it comes to church, they go.
Yeah, that's right. Amen.
I got a good preacher friend of mine. I even call him my pastor. But if I was a member of his church, I would tell him he needs to get his children under subjection. He needs to get them corrected. Preacher, because his children run wild. He's a good friend of mine. You all know him. More kids, and he's got hands on his feet, fingers on his hands. No, I'm not joking at that. But he's got 4 or 5 kids. And they wonder why preacher's kids, they always give a bad name about preacher's kids. It's because the preacher is the one up there trying to stand and preach and trying to teach the right way, but then he's not doing it at home. Hey, don't ever think you can stand behind this sacred desk and preach something if you're not going to do it at home. If you're not going to make your children do it, then don't try to tell someone else not to raise their children. I thank God, Brother James, for my children. I've never really had much trouble with my children on back. Why is that, preacher? Because from the time they was knee high to a grasshopper, they went to back talk, I back.
How many times I told you the first whooping cure I ever got was she was about 2 days old at home. Right, and I went in there at 2 days old and I popped her little honey and I said, hush! Time to go to sleep. She slept all night and slept all night ever since. Preacher, you start them little. The older they get, you don't gotta be. But if you're gonna be a true preacher tonight, you're under subjection. I know it's not popular preaching, brother. I know y'all might be getting mad at me, but I'm not gonna apologize because I'm telling you the facts of the matter is, as a preacher, people are gonna look at you off of your son and your daughter and your wife. I was asked the question one time, so why do you always make sure that your wife and your children and your daughter are always in dresses on service time? I said, because they got to be the leaders of the church. Hey, you don't know what's bad? Brother Ricky, my daughter's 15 years old, and a lot of you ladies here in this church have to look up to her. Because you're not willing to live it yourself. Boy, it got quiet tonight. Brother Josh, as a preacher, you want that. Not going to be popular. Not going to be popular. If you're in this for a popularity thing, you might as well get out now. Because you're not going to be popular. People's not going to like you. People ain't going to, and people's going to look at Carol and say, why do you put up with someone like that? There've been many of people tell my wife, said, when my husband talked to me like that, I'd lower the boom on him. The reason you can't take that, the reason you say you'd lower the boom on him is because you're probably not saved.
Right. You're right. Amen.
If you was truly saved, you'd be willing to go off what that word of God says.
Right.
A lot of you in here argue and fuss a lot. But in 16 years of marriage, I can count you on about one hand, Brother James, how many arguments me and my wife's had. One hand. I mean, we'll have a little spittles. But when I talk about argument, I'm talking about I pick something up and I heave it at her. Don't sit there better than you. Don't tell me you ain't ever threw something at your husband. Don't ever tell me you ain't threw something at your wife. What about the previous one? Well, preacher, that was wrong. That was wrong. I'm sorry. I just had to use that. I couldn't refuse that one. But don't tell me you ain't never done it. But if you're truly in it for love and for God, Ricky tonight, Ricky, I want you to come up here and I want you to spit in his face. I want you to do it. Do it. And you spit in your daddy's face. No. What are you getting at? A true called man of God. Someone will spit right in your face and put you down. And you've got to love them. Hey, you know what, as a preacher, you know what will change your mind on stuff and what will really make them even matter at you is no matter they are at you, you just keep loving them no matter what.
That's right.
But once you walk into a church, and church, please don't take it I'm being rough, but this is how it needs to be preached. Because a preacher doesn't understand what people are looking at. Carol? I'm not old enough to be a sir. I know it's respect, but I ain't old enough. She's only 3 years younger than me. That'll work. I'll go with yes, Pastor. But if he gets off you in service, don't let everybody else see that you're mad. Because that'll kill anything he's trying to accomplish. How many women, if your husband makes you mad, you show it right then and there in front of everybody, you don't care who sees it? See?
My wife tries not to, but there's sometimes I make her mad. She just. Sometimes I make her mad on purpose. It is fun, but try not to in a service, because people will be looking at you.
Yeah.
They're gonna say, "Well, if the preacher's wife back like that, why can't I?" Josh, just remember, people hear this a lot. But that's a preacher the woods are full of. You need to understand how serious this is that you're stepping into. You're not stepping into something like a deacon. Don't get me wrong, deacon is very, very serious office. It's a very high office in the church. But preacher, now you're stepping into a spot where you're stepping in the living and the dead.
That's right.
That's a very, very scary place to be. Just imagine this tonight. Brother Josh, you preach your heart out for years. Brother, and I'm talking about years. And the Lord comes back, you're not one of them. You're not one of them. Well, that can happen. Yes, very well could happen. You need to make sure. The Bible says to make sure. Tonight you gotta make sure. But now we gotta move on. I can preach to you for hours on how family should be as a preacher. A preacher should love his wife. How can you look out across this congregation and say, I love you, love your wife? It's impossible. It is impossible. Andrew, do you love Misty? Oh, yeah, he said. She's not what you wanted, but it's what she needed. Josh, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you something here. Advice. No matter what you preach.
That's right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
She knows who the true Joshua Adam Bass is. She knows well, he's a dope, two-edged devil with a split tongue. And she will either make you or break you.
Amen.
But I'll tell you right now, if she ever steps up and says, I won't go, and you got to go preach somewhere, you go on. Let God take care of the rest. There have been a few times, though, I wouldn't take my family when I was going to preach. Why wouldn't you take them? Because I didn't know where I was headed into. And I went and not took my family into somewhere. Now, when I make my return trip to that place, I'd take it. Because by then I knew. But I don't think my family would want to got into a snake into the church. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't go to one. I'd have had a new back door if I had it. Because I'd have been out of there. First time I seen the box move behind the pulpit, I'd have been gone. Or the first time they pulled out a glass of strychnine and said, drink it, it won't hurt you, God's in control. I'd say, you're tempting God. Drink any poisonous thing cannot be harmed. Yeah, the Bible does say that. But Brother Josh, think about it realistically. Who's going to pick up strychnine? Who's going to pick up something and drink it on purpose? Saying, now, God, don't you strike me dead for doing this. No, he's talking about accidental. Right. Brother Josh, be reasonable when you take Muslims. Amen. If you don't understand their doctrine, don't do it. What do you mean? You saying he needs to only preach an independent missionary Baptist church? No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, if you don't understand the doctrine of the church,
that's being called upon for you to come preach, go. Because if you ain't careful, you'll be confused real quick. Well, preacher, you preach in family churches, you preach in community churches, you preach in holiness churches, you preach in Pentecostal churches, and I do it today. But I understand their doctrine. I understand their belief. And if you go in there trying to be a missionary Baptist and try to preach missionary Baptist belief, you're going to be out on your head real quick. When you can't go in there and preach your doctrine, when you're standing behind somebody else's pulpit, you need to leave doctrine alone and preach Jesus Christ and Him crucified. Preach doctrine. Leave that to a pastor. Hey, brother, when you're preaching, don't try to preach your beliefs. Pastor, hey, don't try to preach tithes. Leave that to the pastor. Hey, don't try to correct the church. It's not your job to shear the sheep. It's your job to love the sheep. Hey, leave that to the pastor. A pastor's job is to shear the sheep. When the sheep need shearing, who does it? The shepherd. That shepherd on a flock of sheep, when their wool gets a little bit too long, he takes out his shears and he starts cleaning them up. Because to him, they've become to be ugly. Brother Josh, it's not your job. Amen. You're an evangelist. Your job is just to preach. Leave all the rest of it to a pastor. Brother Josh, and I'm not trying to be funny, but do not, if you can help it, do not act unless you know. Yeah. Well, preacher, why? It'll mess you up. If you don't know him, it'll mess you up. What kind of faith you're getting? That's why, if your wife's not able to go with you, brother, we'll send somebody out of the church. We'll let them go with you. That way, when you look out, you stand and preach, you're looking at a familiar face. You can make eye contact with them. Well, preacher, you're telling us not to make eye contact. You're preaching a lie. No, it's not that. It's because they'll mentally get to you. The devil will use it. Think about it. Tonight, let's take you up to New York. Put you in a giant stadium in front of 30,000 people. I want you to make eye contact as you preach Paul. You know what? You ain't gonna make eye contact with a single one of them because you probably ain't gonna get up on stage. Your knees are gonna go. No, I ain't doing that. Brother Charles, I'm trying to be all serious with you tonight. Yeah. But then, handling your finances. You need to handle your finances. Oh, boy, you got questions there? You're right. You need to be handling your finances. Because remember, you're evangelist now. But God might want you to pastor someday. And if you're not handling your finances, how can you make sure the church is taking care of you? You're right. For some of you who should be able to amen this. This church is in worse shape today than it's ever been in 11 years that I've had. Financially, we're in worse shape than any of the 11 years I've ever had. You're right. Are we going to shut down today? $1,200 off this morning. I don't think we're shutting down. Just because you see that on the board, don't sit there and think, well, I need help with this. Brother Josh, try to learn how to read people. Not judge people, but read them. Yeah. Because if you don't, it'll hurt you in the long run. Everybody that tried to get me to go with them to preach. Today, you've probably seen me on TV strutting my stuff around and
$10,000 suit, wearing $5,000 shoes, having a $3,000 hair piece. Private jet. Now, some of them, they try to keep me go with them. They're very popular. On average, some of them making $250,000, $300,000 a year preaching the word of God. And preaching King James Version. To learn how to judge them. Because yeah, they were making that then. Today they're not making that. Today, they ain't preaching. They were hiring. Where we're doing the baptizing that next Sunday. Back in 08, I guess it was, Sherry, 07, something like that. Remember I was telling you about it, me and you, when it happened. That church called me, offered me $90,000 a year salary to pastor. Pastoring here at the time, they offered me $90,000. At that time, I was getting paid here on zero. Where am I still at? Grace. How much am I getting paid by Grace? Oh, still a goose egg. How much is their pastor making? Now he's making about $140,000. Well, preacher, financially, that's just stupid. Finances.
That's right.
It's not about what can fit in your wallet. It's about doing it for the love. Amen. If you're not in this for God, then you need to get out now. Amen. If you can't do it for God, there's no reason. If you're not doing it for God, get out. Now you could be the next King of Swagger or the next Benny Hinn. We get you the dentures and making you the new Smiley. You have to get you a toupee. But then you ain't doing it for the right reason. That's right.
Yeah.
Rex is probably getting harder charge for you than Andrew did. Pretty hard. But the most thing I want to bring out is your wife and your children. Have them a suggestion. That when it's all time, they can stand up and respect them all the time. That way other kids will look around the market. Having yourself, learning how to control your temper. Brother Josh speaking from experience. Some of them will sit here and tell you, as a young pastor, I was young. I was very young, 24 years old. But as a young pastor, I had something that really hurt me in my early ministry as a pastor. That was a temper. I could not control this thing. I got mad and I just ripped and snorted and let the church have it. Now I'm learning how to do it out of love. And not lose my temper. Well, preacher, you couldn't have been that bad. We see you always smiling, laughing. Listen, I was bad. I tried to cancel Bible school one year because we had a $50 offer. On Sunday morning, Bible school's supposed to start Sunday night, and everybody's making these preparations for Bible school. We had $50 offering, and when I saw how much the offering was, I lost my cool, and I said, Lord, we're canceling that stupid thing called Bible school. I watched teachers walking out of the church that morning with tears. You know, back then it didn't bother me. We went on and had Bible school. But with years comes wisdom. And with wisdom comes learning how
to correct something out of love. When you're preaching, don't think you're up here trying to be mean and really saying, boy, you need to do it this way. You browbeat someone, you're not going to get anywhere. But boy, you take you a piece of honey, you'll know something, you'll collect flies, you'll collect bees, you'll collect all kinds of stuff. You can correct and do it out of love. You got to learn how to do that. It's one of the hardest. Does that old preacher ever come up? No, he wants to try to stare his ugly head up every now and then. But the Lord helps me in keeping beat down. Now, I'll just be honest with you. I think you as a church knows that I'm pretty blunt at times. Right. And if someone opens the door, don't open the door if I'm standing there. I'm going to give you the answer that I feel, and I'll always try to make sure my answer comes up directly with that Bible. Brother John, you see Andrew sitting there? Andrew sitting up there preaching. White sitting up there preaching. You sitting here preaching. I want y'all to listen to this. Don't ever get jealous of your money, y'all. Well, Andrew's the youth pastor. He's hired up. He ain't hired up. Position. Why does Andrew have a youth pastor? The Lord laid it on my heart. Close. How long have you been preaching? A couple months. How long have you been preaching, Andrew? 10 years. Wait, how long have you been preaching?
23.
23. How long have I been preaching? 14. That ain't Jesus. Better than She's stomping. Oh, I forgot. And right there is why I don't carry myself on in church. Amen. I could be like a preacher, Brother John, and I'm glad that actually happened. A preacher that I saw on TV. Lady's phone rung like that in church, and he went and grabbed it, slammed it on the floor, and stomped it. That ain't a way to handle it. Listen, I'm not the president. No preacher should act like he's the president. No preacher should act, Josh, like he's better than anybody else. Do not be asking the people when you're preaching you're not willing to do.
That's right.
I've always had a rule. I will not ask a man to do something that I wouldn't do on the job. Now, I mean, there's some things that I will ask him to do that I can't do. I can't crawl in the pipe. I'm very bad at claustrophobic. My wife will tell you, stuff closes in on me. Used to, I crawl in an 18-inch pipe. Every joint never bothered me. Well, the belly got a little bit. The 18-inch pipe's out of line now. But I can still get through about 24-inch if I wanted to. But yeah, the 18-inch, yeah, that won't take a long time. But I can still get through a 24, 36. But claustrophobia gets to me. I tried to go in one back in the winter last year. Time after time after time. Going down the box, and what I was doing was having to check everything in the pipe, make sure it's good and straight. Yeah, straight. But Brother Steve, I got down that box. And that box's walls kept coming in closer. They actually wasn't coming in closer, but it felt like that. And when I knelt down and started in, next thing I know, I was doing. It felt like everything was closing in. I backed out real slowly, right back out to the box I went. I just can't do it anymore.
Stuff that I used to do all the time. I used to lay on my back and crawl through and rap every morning. And they would bother me. But today I can't, so I do have to ask guys to do stuff that I just can't do. It ain't that I won't do it, I can't do it. And then if they want me to prove it, I'll go in there and I'll start with it. But something might happen between me and the end of that life. If you ain't never been claustrophobic, you just don't understand what I'm doing. Man, I'm saying. But don't ask them when you're Christian to live one way. Don't ask them to make their family live one way. You can't make your family. A preacher's got to make their family live right.
That's it.
Don't ask your family to live right. You can. Don't say, Daddy embarrassed me. I'm going to close in just a moment. I'll bring one more thing. How many's heard of Charlotte Flair? Knows who that is? Ric Flair's daughter. Charlotte Flair. She's a wrestler now. She's the woman's champion in wrestling. She went to go in and get into wrestling. She walked up to her daddy and said, "Will you train me?" He said, "No, you get your own training." He said, "I'm telling you right now, he said, you ever embarrass me, do something stupid, I'll make you never wrestle." She hasn't embarrassed him, I ain't done anything stupid. Yeah, it could happen. You said, "Well, he ain't got that much power." Where do you think who do you think he is? He's one of the greatest wrestlers ever known. He's got that power to do that. In that field, he's got that kind of power to do that. Remember, when you're standing up behind that bullshit board, when you're being a mouthpiece for, he's got the power to strike you down. Do not do anything to embarrass him. Do not do anything to bring light to him. Sure, full, serious. Make sure you're living 100% right with God. That means every time you get up to preach, before you get up behind there, you have to get the altar and repent. Guess what? I might not be in that altar, but every time I play a guitar or something like that, I'm repenting before I get up behind the pulpit and preach. Make sure you've got your heart before you try to tell them how to get their heart.
That's right. Exactly.
Now, Josh, if you and Carol stand to your feet. I left it in a little case. You're going to have to get some praise, man. You got more certificates on preaching and deacon than anybody ever seen. Ricky to fill up a whole house with all his certificates and doctorates and everything. This is certificate of license. This certifies that Joshua Adam Bass has given evidence of the call of God to the gospel ministry. Preach the gospel, perform marriages, administer the sacraments, and to direct the other functions of the ministry, and is hereby awarded this certificate by Grace Independent Missionary Baptist Church, Asheville, North Carolina, 4th day of September in the year 2016. Pastor Doug Jones, you, Pastor Andrew Thomas, and this is for you. When we ordained you as a deacon, when your ordination comes up, we'll buy you none. I didn't see you needing 3 bottles of water. All in favor of this being by the resolution around the whole church. Now this is no longer Deacon Joshua Bass. This is Joshua Adam Bass, Reverend. So from now on, When he walks in, so you can't call him pastor because he's not a pastor. Call me pastor. When he walks in, say, "Hey, Rev."
Finally come up with his dark side.
Huh? Are you a reverend? Well, no, I don't. There you go. One thing that I've tried to teach all these preachers. Don't ever call yourself a preacher. Documents, there's certain documents I have to sign, REB, no, don't. Marriage license, stuff like that. And I think some of them I even sign pastor, not correct. But you don't call yourself reverend, because I'm one who deserves to be reverend. So, church, out of respect, we should approach our preachers as either brother, preacher, or YP, Andrew Thomas, brother or preacher, Emily, brother or preacher, Joshua Bass. And when you're at church, I'm just saying here at church, but away from church or here at church, you should address me as either brother or pastor. Out of respect. Now that's just a respect deal that, goes on. Away from here, this is Brother Josh, preacher Josh. Even though I might not call him that, still Brother Josh. He is my brother from another mother. Let's all march around, shake hands with him. Yeah. Oh, and Carol is now the first lady of Josh. Carol is now the first lady of Josh. First lady of Josh. You have to work this morning, James?
Go.
Maybe I need to punch my watch.
No, I didn't.
Did you fall?
Turn me off.
Josh has one.